Oh, guys, we got 2 ZVZs for the end. Yikes. Okay, let's look at the Zerg AI. Now, this is super interesting. Again, Terran AI, I am not impressed. I'm just not impressed. It does not look great. The Terran one, it looks interesting. I just don't think that's worth it. Like, I think that the AI, you can see that the builds that the Terran AI is doing are not quite there, right? Like the Protoss ones are, the Protoss build order that it did, it kind of looked very much like what Protoss is doing pro gaming. But the Terran one, it looked like a Master 3 player kind of not knowing builds and playing. So I do think that the Viking Raven push would probably beat it straight up. I don't think that Raven harassment was really good. Anyway, this is the Zerg AI. The Zerg AlphaStar. Now, I'm curious about a lot of things. Okay, it makes an Overlord at 13. So that's number 1. Okay. Why can't I see its commands? There we go. So one thing that I heard is that almost instantly, the moment when the Zerg AI gets larva, it makes something. Let's see if that's true. Larva? Oh, but now it's gonna go hatch first. Never mind. It's not gonna use larva. Should I battlecruiser rush AlphaStar when I meet it in the ladder? Like off of one base? I'm pretty sure it never played against that. Or, oh my god, I could one base nuke crush. Force it into late game in playing Fester Broodlord. Dude. I know it's just a machine, but come on, man, that's brutal even for machines. I don't want to put anyone through that. Like, the AI is probably just gonna be like, cannot compute, win percentage, 0. Beep, pop, and then it just explodes. Nah, I don't want to do that. That's brutal. That is brutal. Okay, 2 queens, speed, boom. Leaves 1 drone on the gas, okay. That's something we've seen pro players do before. Gets this 3rd, which is interesting. You don't get that 3rd in CVP. You get the other one. Because if you take this one, the Oracle harassment can go quickly between the 3 bases. Huh, only makes the links now for the adept. So it doesn't make links to shoo away the pro, but it makes links only to defend the adept. And it makes 6 links? 8 links. There's 4. Oh, 10 links. A little too much. 10? Drone count. 25. Maybe because it saw double chrono on the gate, so it knew that two adepts are coming. I mean, again, I'm not a good Zerg player, so... Oh! Close. The Overlord is still in front of the main base, not scouting. So... Spores? No? Dude, that was fast. Look how fast it plays those buildings. You guys ready? Look how fast. Check this out. Blink and you might miss it. Look at this. Do you see that? That's computer, baby. Monka S. Yeah, that's why you build Spore. Oh, now you build Spore. Okay, so no Spore in the third. Okay, it's rallying from the hatch to the gases. Repositions the Spore. Interesting. And then repositions it into the same place. Interesting. Did you see that? It unburrowed and put it in exactly the same position. Ah. But see, what this tells me is that the AI reacts quite a lot on what it sees. But that's not necessarily what you want to do in StarCraft II. Like, I feel you can mind game this AI really badly. Like, what... I have a question. What happens if the AI sees a hallucination? Right? Does it instantly make spores? You know what I mean? Like, what if I opened a stalker? Because he had Overlord in front of the Protoss' base, but not hidden. It was like right there. The stalker could have killed it. I don't know. It's weird. Because it only made spores when it saw the Oracle. It never tried to scout before that. Okay, is this gonna be a roach all in? Might be. It's not making any drones. This is a roach all in. How many drones? 55? 54? It's actually missing the 55th drone on the natural. It has 15 out of 16. The injects are almost instant. No scouting whatsoever. Like, not even a ling on the third. It's really weird. Why do Zerg and Terran AI play without any scouting? And the Protoss one scouts very often. The Protoss one, we've seen probe scout, and even the mineral harassment. We've seen probe scout, we've seen 2 adept harass scout. Well, actually, the first adept and the 2, then the war prism, then more war prism, then a hallucination. I mean, I know he's going for an all-in, right? So you can make an argument, well, yeah, he's going for an all-in, so it doesn't matter what he sees. But why not? It's just one ling, and he already has lings. Look, and it's look where it's going. It's going here because it's assuming that the third base is here. Do you see that? Like, look at the way it's moving his army. It's clicking here because it wants the units to be spread out like this, so you can attack the third. It's really weird. Well, those Archons are stuck. You should recall those Archons to the third. Oh, the Queens as well. Yeah, those 2 Voiders, 3 Voiders. Oh, that's yikes. It's trying to... Wait, did that AI just completely miss those Ravager bombs? It's moving its army like it's trying to flank the void race. Look at this. It's pre-splitting and then moves into the void race. Look at this now, right here. That was not even on. That was not even on the Prism or the Oracle. That was just miss. Okay. And then it's moving into the naps. Go to the third. It has no idea that there's a third. Where's the Protoss units? Why is there's no zealots? See, wait, is the Protoss going immortal void ray? With Archons? Where are your zealots, mate? Oh, wait, the zealots are killing the third of the Zerg. Slow warpins, yikes. Wait, how is this a 14-minute game? I just noticed that. How did this game not end now? Wait, you know what it might have happened? The AI might have not gone to the third at all. And it might have gone home. Oh, yep, that's exactly what's happening. The AI does not know about the third and is going home. And the main base of Protoss didn't die. Ah, never mind. Okay, so he's remaking drones. Which in this situation you definitely do not need, you just need units. The AI is gonna go home because he doesn't see a base. Is he gonna attack again into the main? Or is he gonna go to the third? This is why this game is 14 minutes, because the AI is confused. I mean, look at the supply. The supply don't lie. Like, guys, I don't want to be like overcritical of the AI because again, they do have like 95% win rate and they're about 5.6, 5.7k in EU. So it is like impressive win rate, right? It's impressive play in general. But some of these decisions are so... I don't know. Not weird, just bad. Like, there's nothing weird about not putting a link to Scout the Third. It's just bad, right? Oh, I don't know about attacking there. He's gonna lose all the roaches. Where are the Voiders? Oh, the Voiders are chilling in the middle of the map. Like, look at the macro of the AI. Like, it's macroing really well. But decision-making wise, very bad. And I think it doesn't know how to deal with his Void Race is another thing I noticed. I mean, when you play against Protoss and you all in with roaches and you see 4 Void Rays, I mean, you don't just keep making roaches, you make a Hydra Den, right? Like, because you gotta kill those Void Rays eventually, right? But the AI does not do that, it just keeps making roaches. There's no Hydra Den even. The AI didn't make it at all. It's making Spore. And it's not even making extra queens, by the way. It's literally trying to defend this with spores. Oh, if I play the Zerg AI, I'm gonna mass void race. I don't think this AI knows how to deal with it. Look, it's repositioning spores. Okay, now it's making 2 more queens. Like, the AI is still droning, and this is, again, I am not a pro Zerg player, but I can guarantee... Oh, fun. I'm not a pro Zerg player, but this is a bad decision. This is another bad decision. Why is he making drones? Like, this game's over. This game is absolutely over. You just have to make Hydras. Like, the one way to lose as a Zerg, which is a way that I've lost too many times before, is you kill a push, or you defend something, or you kill a base, and then you drone. That's the biggest mistake. I mean, the AI sees that there's no second base. There's just one base. So why is it going up to 68 drones? And what is with these bios? It keeps missing the bios, and it keeps hitting its own roaches. Do you have anything positive to say about the AI? Anything at all? Lol. I was gonna be mean, but I'll... It's fine. Should I? Nah, I shouldn't. Huh? Should I? Just do it. I was gonna say at least he doesn't play like you. So that's a positive thing. We're trying to look for a second one. Oh my god! Wait! Wait, does the AI... No, it doesn't lose this. There's no way AI loses this, right? No, it's not gonna lose. I mean, the AI... Look at the supply, and the AI is struggling. It's just still making roaches and lings. GG. Dude, I'm gonna snipe this, so yeah, I'm gonna build void race against it, I swear. Yeah, so I saw someone earlier say that, and they said that the reason why AlphaStar won against Mana was decision making. Well, I don't know who said that, but I analyzed those replays. It had interesting decision making. It's on my YouTube channel, but it's like old content, so no one's gonna care. But it had interesting decision making. It did some interesting things. But it 100% won because it had 3,000 APM in fights, and because it was seeing way more than what we can see in the screen, and it was like doing blink micro here, here, and here at the same time with like 3,000 APM. That's why it won. The decision making was interesting, but that's about as far as I would go. Honestly, like... Props to DeepMind, because these AIs, they might not be the brightest, but, you know, the previous one were not the brightest either. But at least I feel like it's what they're playing and how they're playing is fair. I'm not seeing any insane micro. I'm not seeing... I mean, the macro is, like, very good. I'll be honest with that. But I'm not seeing anything, like... you know, out of the ordinary of how a player would play. But the Terran and Zerg one definitely lack a lot in understanding the game. And just decision making is very bad. I mean, I said that if I didn't know that was AlphaStar, the Terran game, the first Terran game I watched, I would have said it's a platinum player. if I didn't take a look at macro. Like, the decision making was really bad. From sieging up the tanks to placing supply depots to army movements was really bad. The Protoss one was really good. Like, really, really good. Isn't that still a process to let the AI learn how to play? It's still impressive. Maybe next week it will know how to handle voiders. No, it won't, because they said that the AIs are playing the ladder not to learn, but to see how far they can get. So they're actually not learning from these matches at all. I mean, maybe afterwards, like when they're done with the whole ladder thing in like a week or two, maybe they're gonna upload those games to their, you know, hardware, brain, I don't know, whatever you want to call it, and let them analyze it, but they're not learning right now at all. Wait, they all went offline? Oh, that sucks. I was gonna snipe them. I mean, again, guys, I know I'm being like, some people will think I'm hating on AlphaStar. I'm not hating on AlphaStar. I do think this is extremely impressive. I've said this earlier. I do think it's impressive win rate and everything. But I'm trying to give my honest opinion. I mean, I can sit here and I can, you know, be like, wow, this is wow, that creep tumor is, oh, wow, that creep tumor is, no, it's not. It's like, I'm talking how it is. It is impressive. Obviously, the technology is very, very impressive. The fact that the AI is learning is impressive. But I'm talking about skill-wise in StarCraft II where they're at. And decision-making-wise and thinking-wise, or however you want to call it, they're not at Grandmaster level. Like, this is not a Grandmaster. Macro is. Yeah, Macro is. And I would say Micro is decent. Not amazing. But Macro is really good. I mean, there's no scouting. It's complete lack of scouting. Right? Like, this is nothing. Look at the Overlord, where it is. It's not even placed above the natural. There's no reason not to place the Overlord above the natural. And these AIs, by the way, learned from the human replays. And every human player puts the Overlord there. So why does the AI not do it? I don't know. Okay, 3 spores. So this is different than we've seen from Protoss AI. Against Protoss AI, it did not scout at all, but it never built spore crawlers. Now against Terran, it doesn't scout either, but it builds 3 spores blindly, which is good. How many queens does it have? 6 queens. Okay. Creep spreading with 4. Does he have a queen in the main base? He does. Does that even reach? I don't think it... Oh, it does. Never mind. Oh. Oh. Oh, yeah. Barbecue time. Now, the AI is walling off against Hellions. I feel like Zerg AI has better building placement than Terran. That's a lot of mining time off. And a lot of drones. How many drones was that? 12. Good amount. We'll see if the macro will carry through. Now, something I've heard about the Zerg AI from the other games and what other people played against it is it does a lot of all-ins of like 55, 60 workers. Or at least a lot of roach attacks. Not necessarily all-ins, because I don't know how the AI looks at it. But we can see roaches again. Wait. It's +1 carapace, so this is not... There's no +1 missile upgrade. So just +1 carapace. Now this is what bothers me, right? The AI... What did it see this game? It saw Hellions and it saw Liberator, right? That's it. But it's getting +1 carapace. +1 carapace is great against bio, but why is he making it? Why would he make it against mech? And that doesn't make sense to do that. But if the AI is scouted, he can make a better decision than just an assumption. Yeah, it's all ending on 56 drones. So this is what I've heard, that the Zerg AI all-ins quite a bit with mass roach pushes. Let's see how the micro's gonna be. Okay, sees a tank. .400 effective APM. .500 effective APM. Nice transfuses. That's a lot of effective APM. Huh. I mean, that push was executed really well. See, this is what I mean. That execution was really good. Just like the Protoss defense, it was executed really well. Like, look how it's splitting the Ravagers. Look at this. Look now. You see how they're going in different directions? Then the queens start coming in. Oh, it's moving the low health ones back. Or it did earlier. Yeah, it's trying to move the low health ones back. This is the second time that the AI does this push. But the last time we did it against Protoss with Link Roach, some Ravagers, but with Queens as well. And I feel like this is maybe a new repugnancy thing more than, you know, the AI does this every game thing. Okay, Chillin SC. So we saw him earlier play against the Terran AI, that game on Kairos. Now let's see the ZVZ of the AI. You sound like you have insane expectations and point out obvious mistakes. Let's focus on novelty. Like what? Give me an example. The +1 carapace seemed fun. Well, see, you said that I have high expectations, but see, you have different expectations for my stream. I'm not here to tell you how +1 carapace made my brain explode and how it's the coolest thing I've seen all day. It's not. The AI does not scout, and it's making that assumption off of nothing. That's not good play. So I can be like, wow, that's insane. It's not. It's maybe even stupid. Maybe it's genius, but maybe it's stupid. And like, if you're here to watch me drool over something just because it's AlphaStar's new games, then you've come to the wrong channel, my friend. Like, I'll say how it is. And if the plays are impressive, I'll say they're impressive. If the plays are shit, I'll say they're shit. And that's just how it is. I'm sure there are people that are going to be checking these replays as well. Maybe they're your favorite streamer. They're going to be amazed by this and they're going to be so hyped and everyone's going to be like, oh, they're going to take over. And that's fine. But that's not my thing. I honestly, from what I've seen so far, the Protoss AI is impressive, like I said earlier. And maybe I didn't even give it enough credit at a time because I didn't realize that these two would be at a lower level than it is. Or than the Protoss AI is. But the Protoss AI was impressive. See, this is a thing that I agree, but it also bothers me at the same time. So troll harder, live longer. That's a good name. So he says, if computer knows the Terran plays Marines greater than 50%, then carapace is a calculated risk in the right direction. I agree with that. But, why would you make that risk when you can just scout? That's my argument. I 100% agree with what you just said. But why would you take a risk? Right? If let's say 51% of the games you're getting 4 racks proxied and you're Zerg, would you really go 12 pool every single game because 51% of the games Terran goes for proxies, or do you just scout? It's the same thing, right? That's the part that I don't like. And I don't think that the Terran and Zerg AI are scouting at all. And I do think that you can abuse that. If I were to play against them, you can abuse that extremely easily. Extremely easily. Bot on ladder during ladder race? I mean, the bot is pretty low. It's not going to give any points to the people that are like 6.8k, and it's definitely not going to beat Showtime or Serral or whoever else. Like, these bots have 0% chance to beat them. I would love to see the Protoss one play against higher rated players, but the Zerg and the Terran would have no chance. Actually, maybe the Zerg one has a chance with like the roach all in if it executes it well. And it just happens that the Protoss does, or Terran do something that's weak against that, but other than that, I don't know. Okay, let's see. So it's not going for the fast third, it's going for the roach warren. Is he gonna all in? That's the question. No link speed though, so even if it all ends, that's going to be with just roaches. No, it's still droning. Now, here's a simple question. Ah, it's making roaches now. If the link flood came right now, the AI is dead. Like 30 links. And the links could go on the south side of that overlord. And it's not making roach warren or evo chamber in the wall, which is interesting. Oh, it's gonna lose the overlord in the third maybe. It's above the hatchery. Cat's making more roaches. +1 weapons. I mean, the droning is really good. Like, it's ahead in economy from the start. Getting roach speed. 15 drones in the main. That's what happened earlier as well. Not sure why that happens. Oh, never mind. Fixed. I think this is going to be another roach all in, or at least roach push with +1 and roach speed. Yeah, full saturation, and now go. With queens as well. So Zerg AI loves this all in. Look at queens. They're stuck. Yep, here we go. Roach all in with queens. This is the Zerg AI favorite build, it seems. It does this a lot. Those poor queens is making them walk. Okay, let's see the Micra. Okay, picks up drones straight away. Again, the Ravager bile that doesn't hit anything. That one hits a hatch, nice. I mean, it's a good timing, right? No, oh, it gets +2, okay. Gets a third and a fourth. All right. Morphs the low HP ones. Wait, is it not injecting at all? Were those queens that were injecting? Oh no, it has no larva now. Oh, that's an oopsie doopsie. It has no larva. Look at the money now. I thought the Zerg had 5 queens, but he had 3. And this is again, no scouting. If this could have been mutas. And what is he gonna do? I mean, yeah, he can just go across the map, but... Okay, he sees roaches. Dude, if he Ravager biles his hatchery, that'd be so amazing. By wanting to hit the Overseer. Wait, did he just... Clutch cancel? I mean, the roach engagement seemed very good. Like, the stutter step seems very good. Again, the engagement seemed good. The micro... I mean, micro is different than engagements, I feel like. Like, look at this. The concave, it's very good. Very, very good. The biles could definitely be better. Oh! No splits against biles. Ah, he just runs in his own biles, he doesn't care. He just does it with brute force. I mean, that was probably the most straightforward win, I would say, or straightforward playstyle. Okay, let's do the last ZDZ for the Zerg ones. Is the old one from 10th July? No. All the replays are past 3 days. I see someone asked about the larva usage. Yeah, the AI uses larva almost immediately whenever it has it. I'm actually curious about the... after the hatchery finishes, how does the AI use larva? So this is pretty standard. I'm going to skip through this. Okay. Boom. Boom. Okay. Rallies the drones into the gas. Wait, what? You guys see that? It rallied the drone there and then backwards. And it's a ZVZ. Okay, it sees the links. Sees the links on the minimap. Pulls the drone back. Is he gonna make a spine? Roach Warren. Where's that one drone going? Is he trying to bait him into... Low. Okay, he sees banelings. What does he do? Focuses. Okay, loses the links. Okay, pans. The beast, not so beast. He's blowing his banes a little too much. Okay, queen comes out. Okay, he's trying to defend it. That's interesting because he saw no hatchery on the natural. And he saw that the link speed and the banes are very quick. But he still goes to try to save the hatch. Oh! Almost. Almost. But not quite. Did you just counterattack with roaches? I feel like you do, because you're gonna have like 8-10 roaches. So might as well, right? Maybe he's gonna stay back. What's the drone count? 18 to 14. I mean, the AI is still ahead by 4 drones, which are, you know, the gap's about to close. Let's see. Just chilling. Making a queen. I'm gonna speed things up a little bit. Nothing's happening. Oh, he's droning up the natural before making the hatch. Oh no. Oh, it's fine. Ooh, +1/+1 for the blue boy. So the roaches in the main are, I guess, for the Nidus? Because he doesn't see a third. Now he's gonna see the third base. Wait, did he really send 5 roaches there? Or he just wanted to deny the third. Okay. He keeps making queens. He has like 4, right? Oh, 3, never mind. Massing roaches. This is interesting. Like, this is a very weird timing. Look at the supply. Oh, Spire for the blue boy. No lair. Just go. Just go. Do it. He's droning up because he saw the third. He saw the gases on the third, and he saw the drones. So was he making units just to defend? Maybe he overdid it a little bit. I mean, he was like 30 drones to 50, I feel like. And you know what would have helped with that? You guessed it, scouting. There's so many drones now. over drone, 25 on the natural, no third. This reminds me, like this same situation reminds me of the, if you guys ever played like Elite or Cheater 3 Insane AI, they do this as well. They stay on 2 base and then they make insane amounts of units and then they just go. Ravager piles missing. 1 hit though. Oh, wait a minute. So the AI actually did the same timing it did earlier. Look at this, +1 and roaches. Except the game is really weird, so it turned out this way. But it's actually trying to do the same push, same build. Okay, gets in there. That's a good amount of meters, I would say. But Blue is definitely gonna lose a lot of drones. But we'll see how the AI deals with meters, because we saw it did not deal well with the Void Rays. What is he gonna do against meters now? Yeah, that's a lot of roaches. The worker count is still actually the same, and now it's gonna dip. 6 more meters. Okay. So Zerg is losing, yeah, it's losing roaches. So it's building spores now, or at least 1 spore. No spore in the main. Okay, so just trying to kill as many workers. Which, again, is something you do in the ZDZ in a situation like this. Another queen. Is he going to build a hydrogen? No. Spore in the main? Nope. Where is it looking? It's looking at random parts of the map. Make spores! What are you doing? Look at those overlords! Oh no, send those overlords back. Oh no, that's a massacre. Oh Jesus Christ. Wait, did the AI just send all the overlords north? Oh jeez. Okay, this is the flaw of the Zerg AI. If you play against the Zerg AI, make air units, it does not know how to deal against air units. Like, it does not know at all. This, if you guys weren't here earlier, the AI played against Protoss. The Protoss had 4 Void Rays that the AI was trying to defend with spores by repositioning. The AI, I don't know if it has no experience against this, but it does not know how to deal with this at all. Like, look, it built another spore, but it's not even making queens, it's just making roaches. GG. Now, let me see, APM. EAPM. Oh, actually, EAPM is much lower on this AI. So, I want to give my final thoughts on these replays. This is the Terran AI. Wait, Kaczynski got his revenge. Anyway, I want to give some closing thoughts about the AIs. I haven't seen too many games, and obviously I'm not gonna make, I don't know, 100% this is how it is, but this is my opinions on the AIs. I'll talk about each one of them a little bit. So the Zerg AI definitely has the timing sorted out. I feel like it knows one build, and that is roaches with +1 armor / weapons and roach speed, and then marching queens. I feel like the AI knows how to do that pretty well, and it macros really, really well. So this timing hits pretty hard, and the execution of that build that the AI had was really good as well. Like the roach ravager bios, the roach positioning was very good. I would say the positioning of the units was probably like top 50 GM, maybe even better. I thought it was really good. The ravager bios are off. I'm not sure, but I feel that the air units are not programmed well enough into the AI, because you guys know you can enable flyers command in options, so when there's a flying unit you can see the little circle under it, so you can know when to where to throw ravager bios. But I don't know if the AI doesn't have that turned on. I don't know if the AI, it feels like the AI is clicking right on the unit like you do on ground units. So if there's a tank, you click on the tank. And I think what the AI is doing is when it sees an overseer, it clicks on the overseer, not underneath it. Like, it feels like it clicks on the unit itself, not underneath the unit. The AI has a top-down view. Well, that makes sense because I'm trying to think, but if you look from top to bottom, then you actually have to shoot in front of the unit, right? To actually hit it with ravager bios, right? I think that's how that works. Yeah, again, I don't know the specific of what it uses, but the fact is that the AI does not see the air units properly. It's missing constantly with bios. This happened in 2 different games. It's completely like missing. So the Zerg AI, I almost said the Roach AI. The Zerg AI has very good execution. It does what it seems like one build in different variations. And it does a lot of roach pushes off of like 54 to 56 drones. Zerg AI can probably get GM. I don't think it's skill-wise GM, but I do think that it will get GM because it is doing that build, which is very strong. It obviously works in all 3 matchups because the AI is doing pretty well. As far as that goes, yeah. We saw that against Void Rays, against Mutas. It does not know what to do. It's not making anti-air, especially against the Protoss AI, because in that last ZVZ, you can make an argument that the Mutas caught it off guard and it didn't have time to prepare. But when we watched the replay against Protoss AI, it had so much time to make Hydras, but it never did. It just kept making Roaches. And as I transition into talking about Terran AI, Terran and Zerg AI don't scout at all. I don't know why. I do understand like point of view of like, well, if you're gonna do the all-in, you don't need to scout. But it helps because the units that the Zerg and the Terran AI would scout with are already in the army. So you might as well use them. Like the Protoss game, the Zerg versus Protoss for the Zerg AI. It had links with speed, but it never sent them to the 3rd base to see where it is. So it kind of, when I look at the Zerg AI, it doesn't seem like it's learning. It seems like someone programmed the AI to do the roach speed +1 all in, and that's it. That's all it knows. That's how it feels to me. Now, the Terran AI was very interesting. I would probably say it's the worst AI, and I don't know if it can get GM. I mean, it's very close, but I know it's lacking like 200 MMR compared to the Protoss and the Zerg one. The builds were, I mean, they weren't terrible. They were a little outdated. The AI was using Ravens very aggressively in TVT, which is not something you do because you will die to a push because you don't have Ravens with you. The macro was, again, really good, and I think all 3 races had good macro. The positioning of the units, especially while defending, was really weird. It kept sieging up all the tanks in one spot. It did not try to split the tanks. And then the building placement was really bad. I mean, the supply depots were all over the place. It did not create the full wall. And I do understand that the AI might be struggling with building positionings depending on each map and against what race it's playing. especially with the add-ons. Now, in the replays I've checked for the Terran, we didn't see it struggle with the add-ons in the main base, but I've heard people say that they've seen games where the AI has like 5-6 tanks stuck in the main base because the add-ons in the buildings would block each other. The execution of Terran AI, I guess we didn't really get to see it. The games were a little bit weird, both of them that we checked, so I can't say too much about that. The micro seems okay, definitely not as good positioning in micro as the Zerg one, I would say. But overall, I think the Terran AI is probably the worst skill-wise. And then the last AI, which honestly I think is the only good AI, playstyle-wise or play-wise. We saw that the Protoss AI did the build that was very common. Maybe it wasn't exactly as sharp as the pro gamers do, but it was very much alike what pro players do these days in PvZ. It opened with double adept harass. The micro was really good. The target firing was really good. It followed it up with the adept harass with the prism. The target firing again was really good. The pickups were good. I think that the AI scouted really well in that PvZ. It even picked up on the things that I missed the first time, and then I had to rewatch or rewind the replay to see what happened. The third expansion was fine. It looked good. And by seeing the lack of drones and by seeing Hydras, the AI knew that the all-in was coming and prepared accordingly to it, or for it, with the 2 cannons. And it also went disruptors to defend, plus it went for Stargate in case it was mutas. And we even saw the AI start up Phoenix, and then once it saw that the building was not spire to a spine, it canceled the Phoenix. So the Protoss AI is the only AI that I've seen that did reactionary play, that actually scouted, and that changed its game plan based on what it saw. I did not see that in the Zerg AI, and I did not see that in the Terran AI at all. So I might be completely wrong. I did check just a couple of games, but I do feel like there were patterns, like the Zerg AI just doing roach all-ins, and the Protoss AI actually scouting. We even saw it use hallucinated Phoenix to scout, right? So I don't know. It looked good. I do think that Protoss 1 is better than the other two, for sure. Is it possible to get more Protoss replays? I mean, with time we probably will. People know the AlphaStar accounts now, and people probably will snipe them more, so we'll get more replays. And if you guys want, I can check out some of those replays, especially with the AIs going up in rank. I would like to see how they're gonna deal, because the players that they're playing are like either low GM or high master. It's a completely different game if it's like 6k plus MMR, and I would love to see those games. But I do think that their macro is really good. It's really on point. They don't float money, and I think that kind of helps a lot. Except the Protoss AI has a couple of more different things that it benefits it. Now the important question is, the AI better than the one that it's in game for years now? Oh yeah, for sure. For sure. No question about that. That AI, see the AI that's in game right now is like the Zerg AI that we just watched, the AlphaStar. It has a build, it executes it, and that's it. That's how the Elite and Cheater 3 and AIs are playing. But the difference is this AlphaStar AI was actually positioning his units and moving around much better, and was less derpy. Perhaps the Terran and Zerg AIs concluded that the scouting did not affect their winning strategy plan. I mean, maybe, but I don't know about that. Again, I do agree, and I see that point where if you're all in it, you don't need to scout what the opponent is doing. But again, the Zerg AI had links with speed, so there's no reason not to scout. You wouldn't even lose a link, right? You can just check really quick. And you saw it in that game against Protoss. It actually killed the natural, killed the main, and then it went back home because he didn't see the third. So I do feel there's a difference there. And last thing I want to say is Jeez, there's some dude with a bike outside. How does scouting help if you know only one build and can't react to what you see anyway? Well, that's the thing. That's what I agree with that. And that's what I said. I think that the Zerg knows only one build, and I don't think the Zerg AI is reacting to anything. I think it's just doing roach thing every time. Maybe that's why it's not scouting. But the Terran one just seemed weird, in my opinion. Now, the last thing I want to say. I watched a couple of games on the Holy Hit stream against Zerg AI, and it seemed like it was scouting with Lings out front. Well, it did not scout a single game I watched. I watched 4 Zerg games, it did not scout a single game. Now, the last thing I want to say is I am critical.
Very nice, very nice.
That's a great name. Oh, hello, thank you so much for the 110 viewer host. Thank you, much appreciated. Hope you had a great stream. Now, the last thing I want to say is I am critical of the AI, and I think most of you guys are here for that. Unless you're, a new person and you think I'm gonna drool over the AIs if there's no reason to drool over AIs. I like to say how it is, and you guys know that I was really excited for AIs this time, and I was really excited for AlphaStar versus Mana and TLO, and I loved watching that. I think it's extremely impressive and amazing that these are the AIs that are learning from themselves how to play and adjust and so on. Dude, same guy. What's wrong with that guy? I do think it's impressive. In a way, the AlphaStars from 6 months ago were more impressive, but they did not have capped APM, and they had bigger viewpoint of the game. But they were more impressive to me, not because they were better. They weren't better. I think that this Protoss AI that we have right now is probably more AI is probably more human-like and has better understanding of the game. But it is limited with the APM. The reason why the first AlphaStars were so impressive is because, especially, obviously the Protoss AI was the only one we had, is because it was doing really weird builds that no one did, and it felt like we're learning something we didn't know already. That's the difference, right? And that's why I was more impressed with that one, simply because of the build difference. Now, these AlphaStars, obviously these are computers. They're, again, very impressive. They're almost Grandmaster. That's amazing. But I do feel they lack quite a lot in understanding the game and reacting. And I feel like, at least for me, that's what I thought AlphaStar is all about, right? Learning and adapting and so on. But the Terran and the Zerg one don't seem to do that. Only the Protoss one does. I don't know why that is. Again, I don't know. Maybe there's more agents on the ladder, and maybe they play completely differently. I didn't think that the goal of AlphaStar is to reach GM. I thought it was to learn. And the Zerg AI does not learn. It's stupid. It just does the same thing over and over. But they had humanly impossible microwave stalkers. That came out. Yeah, I know. I mentioned that earlier. When I talk about learning, they're not talking about scouting, but about practicing hundreds of thousands of games. I mean, that's fine, but if you see 4 Void Rays and you have only roaches, the AI had to have that kind of game before, and it just didn't make anti-air. Yeah, the DeepMind AIs are not learning on the ladder, but they were learning before the ladder. So all these games, they're not learning from them. They're just there to see how high they can get on ladder right now with the current AlphaStar agents they have. Like this AI, if it played another 100 games on ladder, nothing will change because they're not, DeepMind said they're not going to learn from the ladder. Is there 2 different Protoss AIs, number 25 and 49 on Contender? Let me see. 25 and 49. I'm actually not sure. No. This is not AlphaStar. This account played 22 days ago. 23. AlphaStar started 5 days ago, I think. Yeah, I don't know. Again, I mean, everyone is obviously entitled to their own opinion. This is mine. The Protoss one is the one that I'm really looking forward to seeing more of. I would love to see the Protoss AI play against Terran and play PvP. And again, I'm sure we'll get some replays. I'll probably try to snipe the AIs on ladder. They're not online right now, so I guess they're off for the day. So tomorrow, hopefully, when I stream StarCraft, the AIs will be online, so I can try to snipe them and get a couple of games in. Because a lot of the replays we got today were from people that purposely tried to snipe the AI and it worked. So it's probably not that hard to do it. Yeah. There were definitely some interesting points, some interesting things that the AIs did. Overall, very nice. I can't wait to get on those Protoss replays, like I said. I want to see what it does in PvT. Because one of the games we saw, by the way, in its match history, we don't have the replay, but in match history, it went fast expand, Stargate, it made an Oracle, and then continuously made Phoenix, and then Robo, double gas on the natural, and then a third off of one gate. So that's already a common playstyle. It's Phoenix something. Phoenix Colossus, Phoenix Immortal, Phoenix Disruptor. I don't know. But it's definitely interesting. Definitely interesting. Rubiki Force, thank you so much for the 3 months. Much appreciated. Thank you. Welcome back. Now, the last thing I want to say is I saw someone write something dumb like, "Oh, but you say you suck, but you lost it." Yeah, yesterday I cannon rushed, and I completely failed, as in I misplaced my pylon, and literally the probe just got into where I was trying to wall off with pylons, and that was pretty much the game. So if people's argument against everything I've just said for the past 2 hours is, but you lost to it, then I don't know what to say. Are there no games against strong opponents? No. I mean, they just got to this MMR. So again, I hope they play more games so we see some better games. But I don't think that the Zerg the Zerg can win with those timings. But I don't think the Terran one can do well against higher rated players. So, yeah. Alright, boys. I'm gonna head off. I've been streaming for 9 hours almost. Have a great day, everyone. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Again, if there's any replays of the Protoss, Zerg, or Terran AI, I would love to look for some more, and I'm sure we'll be finding more over the next couple of days. And tomorrow, I'll try to stream snipe, or keep saying stream snipe, some AlphaStars on the ladder because I have them added to my friend list. Anyway, I'm gonna go host Aperture Zelda. Go tell him hi. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a great day. And I will be uploading these things on my YouTube channel. Have a good one. Bye bye.